Good evening, I'm Greg Sharpe with tonight's Sports Ticker brought to you by GoCurrency.com. Nebraska's former interim head coach Mickey Joseph was arrested earlier today for strangulation and third-degree domestic assault. Joseph was booked into the Lancaster County Jail. Nebraska Athletic Director Trev Alberts released a statement moments ago saying, "I was made aware of the charges against Coach Joseph, and given the nature of the allegations and based on university policy, he has been placed on administrative leave." Trev Alberts went on to say he would have no further comment on the situation. The Big Ten Conference announced earlier today their all-conference offensive team in football. Huskers wide receiver Trey Palmer named a second-team pick, and Anthony Grant was named an honorable mention selection. The conference also announced their volleyball all-conference squads. Maddie Kubik and Lexi Rodriguez were named first-team picks, while Becca Alec and Caitlin Ord were named to the second team. The Huskers will play Delaware State tomorrow night, round one of the NCAA tournament, with action beginning at 7, pregame at 6:30 here on the Huskers Radio Network. Husker basketball will hit the court tonight at Pinnacle Bank Arena in the Big Ten ACC Challenge facing Boston College. Our pregame coverage begins at 7 with Kent Pavelka and Jake Muehlheisen. Need to buy or sell heavy equipment, farm machinery, trucks, or trailers? GoCurrency is the industry-leading online auction platform for big machines. Get worldwide exposure and earn top dollar for your equipment. Visit GoCurrency.com today. Sports Nightly coming up next.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Here's Griesel with the ball. Starts down the right side. Good quick move. Puts it up and in off the window. Super finish by Sam Griesel. He's got 4.
Back to throw is McCarthy. Gets hit by Garrett Nelson and brought down. There's a Big Mac sack.
Line drive serve. Nicklin twinkles the twine. Diving pass. Quick attack on Maya Jones. Blocked. Kaylin Hard, the best in the business. 2 left.
Here come the Huskers quickly up the floor, leading 4-2. Shelley down the right lane line, angles it in, it counts, and a foul. She went about 80 feet that time for an N1.
And now Vandermill on a steal. Vandermill right past one defender. All the way to the rack. Puts it up and in. It's a 2-point goal on a steal. And a transition 2 by Vandermill.
He is fast.
Jack back right side. Long dot blocked.
Covered like buttered popcorn on that one. Keelan Hart. Allie Badenhorst swings her fist in the air. It's 27-26 Huskers.
And back to throw is Morgan. Stepping up, gets hit, dropped. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's second sack of the year.
Down low, this is Markowski out to Widener, left wing 3. You betcha! Off the assist from Alexis Markowski.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, there are some nights it's just not a lot of fun to sit here, folks. I'll be perfectly honest with you, and what a bomb got dropped on all of us within the last hour as it pertains to Mickey Joseph, with the word that came out really in the 5 o'clock hour this afternoon that he has been arrested on strangulation and third-degree domestic violence charges. And Husker Athletics quickly putting out the release that he has been put on administrative leave. And my goodness, Jessica, sometimes things just hit you like a bomb, and this is one of those cases.
Yeah, I'm heartbroken. I'm sick to my stomach. This is triggering for so many people, and there's a lot of situations. As we know, domestic violence, domestic abuse has been a big issue, and you know, again, not speculating, but that's the release is out, and it's heartbreaking, and we'll see, and don't want to put anything out there as facts until we know the facts, but you just hate it for anybody and everybody that is going through this and having to deal with this. And it's just so public, you know, and they've got 2 young kids. And, you know, I'm heartbroken. I'm sick to my stomach, and I hate that this is a narrative tonight. And it's been such a great week for Nebraska football,
exactly,
and so much excitement and looking towards the future. And then here we are having to deal with this awful news here tonight.
Well, folks, you can all expect you're going to see it on the network TV shows, ESPN. If you're watching the Husker game tonight, it's probably going to go across the crawl, and it just stunts the week. I mean, I can just imagine Trev Alberts going, "Are you kidding me?" Here we're riding the wave of the Matt Rule hire and a lot of just positive vibes, and coming off the Iowa win where everybody was so proud of Coach Joseph and the coaching staff and the players for the way they went on the road and kept fighting to the end and beat a team that had so much on the line last week. So thoughts and prayers with, as you mentioned, the Joseph children and Mrs. Joseph as well. You're always innocent until proven guilty, but this is a really, really tough pill to swallow. When I first got word, a couple people were reaching out to me, and I'm like, that cannot be true. And again, you got to be proven guilty in this whole thing. There may be a lot more to this than we know at this point in time, so pump the brakes on all of that and don't convict him in the court of public opinion yet. But, man, it is just hard to sit here tonight and talk about this.
Well, and Lincoln Police put out a press release, and they said they normally don't put out statements in regards to domestic assault, domestic violence, but due to the public nature of this case, they had to release a statement. Yeah. And so, the charges are out there, and again, I'm sure there's a lot more to the story, and that's and be mindful, this is a family and there are kids involved in all of that. And as far as when you're talking about going on a public forum and posting your rumors that you're hearing or your speculation, be mindful of the fact that is there forever. And so, just please respect the privacy and all of that, and don't add to the fuel to the fire. And that's just my opinion. It's sad, it's heartbreaking, and we do not know all the details, but just keep in mind this is an entire family that's involved in this. That it's really sad, and you don't want to put things out there that are untrue or that until we know and all of that, because this will be there forever now for these kids.
Oh, goodness. Just when you feel like we get to a point where we can kind of get going and get some momentum, this gets dropped on all of us tonight. So we don't really have any of the details, folks, so I don't really want to just hang on this for the rest of the hour. There were some really positive things. I had them in the ticker. The all-conference teams came out for the offensive side, and the Big Ten, the all-conference volleyball team came out. We're getting close to the NCAA tournament starting tomorrow night for Husker volleyball. Big basketball game in a couple of hours at PBA, and a very winnable game, I think, for the Huskers tonight against Boston College. Absolutely.
Very winnable, and a game that I've heard Coach Hoiberg talk about. I just talked to Adam Howard last night on the show, and how
what a nice man, by the way.
He's so great, right? He's so nice, and he, even between commercial breaks, was saying how lucky he is to have a coach like Coach Hoiberg, and how supportive he's been of him and his family. But they both have stressed, and they've talked to this team. It is so important to win at home, because it is hard to win on the road. So you have to do what you can at home. And so, this is a big one. You got to win at home when the ones on the road are going to be hard to come by.
You just think about this stretch. 3 games in Orlando, home tonight, yes, but at Creighton Sunday, at Indiana next Wednesday. Then you get a home game with Purdue, but then you're down in Kansas City to play K-State, and you finish with Queens College. So it's like only about 3 home games in about a 6-week stretch. That's not much basketball here. So when you're here, you better protect it.
Yeah, this has been a tough schedule, and Coach Howard said last night, I forgot the number, but crazy the number of teams that are on their schedule on the Ken Pom rankings.
It's unbelievable.
Huge majority of them are already projected to be in the NCAA tournament. So this is a tough schedule for this team, and they've got to take it one game at a time. I don't know if you heard, I asked him about Creighton, and he's like, to be honest with you, we haven't started that scout yet, because we have got to take it one game at a time. You can't look ahead. You have got to just go one game at a time and approach beating Boston College and taking care of business against Boston College before you can even consider Creighton. And I know that's what everyone wants to talk about, and I'm going to that game, and I'm excited about it, and there's a lot of hype around that. But this team is not for a second. They haven't talked about Creighton yet, because they have to go one game at a time with this kind of schedule.
Got to win tonight. The next 3 games starts with Creighton, Indiana, Purdue, all top 10 teams. That is just crazy how difficult a schedule it is for the Huskers. So Kent's going to join us here in a couple minutes, get his thoughts courtside. He and Jake are getting set up. I'll see if Kent got a nice tan being down there in Orlando for a week. I'm sure he was poolside most of the time while he was there.
I'm sure he was, yes.
We're going to ask him that question and have some fun with KP. We also need to pick some games because this is our last full show of the week, so we got to pick these conference championship games, and there's some rematches in the Big 12 and also the Pac-12. You got teams that have played each other. Did Carolina Clemson play? I think they did this year. So I think you have a rematch in the ACC as well. I got to look that up before I make my pick, I guess. I'm not prepared.
I forgot. I'm like, wait, we have to do picks?
We're doing picks tonight, so you better get ready to make your picks. There's only 6 games.
Who would you think is Kent's favorite Disney character?
We will ask him that.
But who would you guess?
I could see Kent being kind of a Pluto guy. You know, he likes animals. A big dog with a floppy ears. I think Pluto's his guy.
I bet he's a Lion King guy.
He might be. He might be. Real quick note on the women. They are up in the air right now. They're flying to Blacksburg, Virginia. They're part of the Big Ten ACC Challenge. They'll play tomorrow night against Virginia Tech. That's a really good program. They're not coming home after that. They're going to stay on the East Coast because they play at Maryland on Sunday. So they've got a tough road trip with 2 really good teams.
They really do. And we've talked about this for how long, how tough the women's schedule is. We knew it was going to be a daunting task, but, felt like Amy thought that this team was ready to handle it. And I think they learned a lot. They had some tough blows and had some tough teams they had to face and have to fight through, and I think this team will be better for it and figure out how to face that tough competition, because again, that's what you're going to have to face in the Big Ten if you want to go compete in the Big Ten, but also to go win a couple of games in the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
Like, you got to beat these kinds of teams. And so I think Coach Williams and staff felt like this team was ready to have that kind of challenge. And so we knew all along this was going to be a tough challenge. And they might take some lumps, and they already have, but I think they'll be better for it in the long run because of how tough the schedule is, and to be on the road too. Because this team can win at home. We've seen it. They are very comfortable winning in PBA. They had a record number of wins last year. They love playing at home, but this team has got to figure out how to win on the road.
If you want to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400. That is our number to call or text. In fact, let's head to the phones. Go to North Platte. Jim, you're going to lead us off tonight. Good evening.
Yes, I want to thank you and for Jessica for taking my phone call. I just got a basically call about Mickey Joseph. Here's my question, you two. All of our football team, and they had a lot of respect for that coach, and I just was wondering what's your 2 thoughts of, is that going to kind of kill our recruiting deals that basically Mickey Joseph, that was trying to begin. Well, you both have a good evening. Well, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Yeah, well, nothing's been said one way or another as far as the staff goes, but I don't think recruiting is going to be a problem because of what Coach Rule has. He's assembled a staff that is known. He's got some guys on his staff that, and again, nothing is official, so we can't talk about it officially, but I think he knows that. He knows he's got to put together some guys that can recruit, and I have gone into dove into this on the stream the other day. We talked about it a couple of different days, but what's been interesting about Coach Rule is when he was at Temple, he really dove in and made a priority of recruiting locally there. He had a vast majority of his players were from New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and then when he went to Texas, boy, he was never from Texas. He didn't have any ties to Texas, but he found a way to recruit in Texas. Over 80% of his roster, 3 years that he was there, all from the state of Texas. And so he knows what it takes to be able to recruit, and he'll get guys that are good for recruiting here. He will have guys on his staff that he's worked with before that he's comfortable with. I think he'll open back that pipeline to Texas because he is so well connected at Texas, but I think he will also keep in mind and have guys on his staff that can recruit here too. And yeah, no, I mean, Mickey Joseph is one of the best recruiters in the nation. We've talked about that since he was hired almost a year ago. But there are other really, really, really good recruiters, and there are other recruiters. And you have to also keep in mind recruiting for this system and this culture and what Coach Rule is going to want to implement here in Nebraska. It's not just about recruiting anybody and everybody. You got to get the guys that fit with what Coach Rule is trying to implement here, and those are the kinds of guys that Coach Rule is bringing onto his staff right now.
Yeah, and if you've been following the recruiting, there's been offers that have been made since Matt Rural took the job over the weekend, and they're all over the country. There's been a couple in Texas. There's been one back on the East Coast. There's been one out in Colorado. So they're making offers to various points around the country. And here's when you assemble a staff. You're bringing guys from various points around the country. So they're going to go to kind of maybe some guys they've been working on over the last couple of weeks.
And a transfer portal,
Transfer portal's going to
like
jump in, yeah, no doubt. All right, I need to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some hoops. We'll go courtside. Kent Pavelka getting set up out at Pinnacle Bank Arena, getting ready for the call in a couple of hours. We're about 2 hours from tip-off of the Huskers and the Eagles of Boston College. We'll do that coming up next.
Find your next truck at Woodhouse Buick GMC. No matter where you're heading or what tasks need tackling, there's a premium and capable GMC truck that's perfect for you. Make a statement on the job site, out on the town, or wherever life leads you in the powerful and distinctive Sierra 1500, or elevate your driving experience in the adventurous and innovative Canyon. Explore our inventory online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com or visit our indoor showroom today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Lead Center for Performing Arts is celebrating 33 years of bringing the world's top artists to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln campus. Upcoming shows include Hamilton, Yo-Yo Ma, American Ballet Theater, and Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Get tickets at leadcenter.org.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you grow non-GMO white corn or non-GMO yellow corn, you can earn up to $250 more per acre. Do the math. Growing CVA value-added grains pays huge dividends. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Blonstein just got an ace. She sends another one over. Backpedaling. Hinkle to libero. Guides it to her center. Quick attack of Maya Jones. Blocked. Becca Allen. My goodness. Leaping in front. Two-handing that one home. And the Huskers are up 18-14.
Hey, Huskers fans. Tomorrow, Nebraska Volleyball begins their NCAA postseason with a matchup against Delaware State. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West have the call at 6:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you on a Wednesday night. We just have an hour tonight because we're going to hand it off to Kent and Jake as they're out at PBA getting ready to call the Huskers matchup with the Boston College Eagles. Kent joins us now courtside. I'm sure you're rested, probably tan from your week in Florida. How much pool time did you get down there, KP?
I walked around the pool, and it was enormous, on Saturday for about 20 minutes, and that was it.
Listen,
I'm just going to shoot straight with you. I didn't do. I spent most of my time doing basketball.
Okay, sure, Ken. Okay, no, but we were just having a conversation. Who's your favorite Disney character or your favorite Disney movie?
Well, obviously Goofy, because I work with him during these broadcasts.
Wow.
He sits right next to me.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I knew that was coming. I knew that question was coming.
Yes.
Is it true Jake looks more like a tight end now than a point guard?
Yeah, or maybe a offensive tackle.
Oh, man.
Wow. Easy with the fat jokes, Ken.
Hey, you line them up, I'll hit them out of the park.
That was beautiful. Something else that was beautiful was what a great performance on Sunday. That had to be fun to see that team execute at that level against a Florida State team that I know is struggling, but boy, traditionally is a really good basketball program.
Well, they're ahead of Purdue right now at the first media break in Tallahassee, 9-7. So who knows? They won one game. Yeah, absolutely. They still got great athletes. I was just thinking before we went on the air, this team is so much fun to watch when they're playing. You know, when it's going the right way.
Yeah.
And it certainly did Sunday. And Derek Walker, you know, we've talked about it, and Coach has. He just, you know, makes all the difference in the world. But yeah, I mean, they were a joy to watch on Sunday. They really were.
What does Derek add to this lineup?
Well, I think it's not just one thing. It's a number of things. He's such a great passer, for one thing. He's kind of like Sam Griesel. I mean, he just, he understands the game. He's a great basketball IQ. But he's got, you know, he has the ability at 6'7.5" or 6'8", whatever he is. Got good handles. He can bring it up the floor. He can pull a big out from underneath, out of the paint. And I think that'll be the recipe from here on out if you're playing against a big like that. Now tonight, Boston College is without their 7-foot center, but he can find people cutting to the basket. He can put it on the floor and get to the basket. He's so strong. It's just, I don't know. There's so many aspects to what he gives this team that it's hard to list them all.
Kent, when you learn a lot about a team when you travel with them, and so you were around this group a long time while you were doing your one lap around the pool there in Orlando. Can you get a sense, is it a close-knit group, or can you tell how, if this is, to me it seems like it's a much more mature team than we've had the last couple of years.
Yeah, Greg, I have to be careful how I characterize this, comparing it to the last couple of years, because those are good kids too, but this is night and day different. These guys like each other. That helps, right? There's a toughness about them. Like if you think back to the first half against St. John's, that was an unbelievable exhibition of grit and toughness. And I picked up on it when I first saw him early this summer, watching him practice. Coach got 3 mature players in the portal. And, these guys came from winning programs. They melded together with the few guys that have come back. It's something everybody ought to have an opportunity to experience, being around a group like this.
Greg and I have talked about this leading up to the season, and we've already seen it through the games so far this year. Different leading scorers almost every night, right? Do you enjoy that? Do you like when there might be somebody different emerge to take over any given night?
Well, I don't know if it matters what I like, as long as they win, right? And that's something I thought about, Jessica, quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. It is what it is if that's the reality, but at the same time, you almost want to find somebody who's going to step up and be the alpha, right? And I think it's Derek Walker. And I think right behind him are Sam Griesel and Emmanuel Vandemel. And CJ, I'm looking at my spotting board right now. Jawan Gary is added an element. CJ Wilcher, and how about Keisei Tominaga, 13-3 against Florida State. The little guy, I mean, he just shows up. He's such a pest defensively. Not the greatest defender, really, one-on-one, but, I mean, he came up with 3 steals. Yeah, they got such an assembly of different kinds of players with different attributes and talents, and they all meld together. That makes it fun. But I do think, you need probably in the end a 16-point per game guy, 16-point per game guy. And Derek Walker's averaging 17.5 here through 2 games, so maybe he's the guy.
Kent Pavelka joining us courtside. He'll have the call tonight. Huskers in Boston College. A lot of new faces on the staff, even, Kent. And Jessica last night talked to Adam Howard for an hour, and Ernie Ziegler's on the staff as well. Your impressions of those guys, and how do you think that's working out for Coach Hoiberg?
Well, I think it's great. Nate has kind of taken over the defense. Adam and Ernie have been great additions. And again, back to your question about the togetherness thing, that's part of the mix too. So I've been around a while, and I've seen a lot of different things with Nebraska basketball, but I just love Fred, and it's just I've thought a bunch of times this year, it's too bad this isn't year one, because this would be a great foundation. And there's a lot of reasons that year one wasn't going to work out, and then you had the COVID thing 2 seasons later, and so now you've got to put together the way you want it, right? And this is a good start. This is a great beginning, I think, to what could be really good.
I heard you on Friday's broadcast. Did you really do the first Nebraska-Memphis State matchup in the 50s? Did you do that game?
Now, look, I got enough trouble with Goofy here on my left.
He brought it up, I think.
Yeah. No, we were talking about we were talking about Jerry Bush, and Fred's granddad.
Yeah, he coached that game.
I think there's no doubt who's now the favorite around here. I didn't say that, Kent. That was Greg.
You're the best, Jessica.
Hey, but I did, because you just said you've been around, you've seen a lot of basketball. How much do you enjoy the effort that this team gives on the defensive end, on the rebounding, some of the plays that Emmanuel Vandemel makes, and Denham Dawson, the hustle plays and diving on the floor, the charges that Blaze takes, some of the things that don't show up in the stat sheet. How much do you appreciate those kinds of plays that this team seems to be making so far this season?
I can't put it into words. And again, it's kind of like comparing it to what we saw maybe last year or the year before. It's so 180 degrees different. And, these guys know that's where it's got to start. is on the defensive end, and they're relentless. You know, they are relentless. They're going to make things difficult for a number of teams these next 3 months. There's going to be some teams come in here, I think, into PBA unhappy at the end, and I think that's the key to it this year is winning home games. Speaking of which, you know, you kind of think, well, Florida State, big win. Now we take care of Boston College before Creighton, and then Purdue, and Indiana, and then Purdue. Hold on, this is a Power 6 team, and they haven't beaten anybody yet, but I'll guarantee you it'll be a good game.
Well, KP, have a great call tonight. Carla on our text lines was surprised that your favorite Disney character wasn't Bashful, one of the dwarfs.
God, we've got all the one-liners coming in here tonight.
Great. That's great. I love it.
Tell Goofy hello for us and have a great call tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Kent Pavelka out there courtside. Carla's good with a little zinger, right?
I know. I love that.
That was good. Kent joined us on our Sports Hotline Hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. I took that off of Jake's comment that Kent called the first game with Memphis State. They were Memphis State back in the 1950s. I didn't come up with that. I was just quoting Jake.
I mean, here you are. Damon and I were talking about this the other day, how you kind of light a fire and back away, try to blame other people. This is you. Like you're blaming Jake now for this.
That's Andrew's game, doing that kind of stuff.
Hey, Andrew was laughing that whole segment.
He sure was. Well, that's because Duke's winning, so he's in a good mood. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We've got some picks to make. We're going to come back with our pick segment next.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
It's Harvest Special Time, and you can save $3 per foot or $3,900 per quarter-mile system now on a T&L pivot system. Pivots worked long hours this season battling dry weather to save top-dollar corn and soybean crops. But did your pivots work like no other? If not, it's time to invest in a reliable, safe, low-maintenance T&L irrigation system. Hydrostatic drives move these durable workhorses continuously across fields. So get an irrigation system that works as hard as you do. Contact T&L Irrigation, your local T&L dealer, or visit us online at TLIRR.com. T&L irrigation systems like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota's Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Thanks to KP for stepping away from his prep work to come on and help us out. Talk a little Husker hoops in the last segment. Top of the hour, we'll join he and Jake courtside out at PBA. This is our last full show of the week. We think. No, we know, right? They're not going to be a full show Friday.
Yes. No,
Volleyball's
there's
going to
not.
win tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, they play Delaware State tomorrow night at 7. So short show tomorrow. If they win, they will win. They have another short show on Friday night. They'll play the winner of Kansas, Miami of Florida. How about the Miami Hurricanes? Those girls flying to Lincoln, and what was it today, like 14 this morning? They had to be going, are you kidding me? What a shock to their system, right?
Yes.
Holy cow.
At least it wasn't snowing. It could have been yesterday.
It's not snowing. That's true. Not snowing. Everybody had mandatory practices and press conferences out there today at Devaney Center. I think the Huskers had theirs like at 5 o'clock. You have to do those type of things for the NCAA. So
I wonder, too, like, some of those teams that are coming here for the first time, and it's not just like a regular season game where, oh, this is an experience, but, hey, your season's on the line here. How you prepare for coming into this kind of environment.
Right.
Even for, teams that might not even play Nebraska first, you're still going to be playing in front of a lot of fans. Are going to show up early, probably the most fans you've ever played in front of.
Correct.
A lot of times.
Right.
And you have to prepare for that. You have to get your teams mentally right for that.
Because don't they play at 4:30, KU Miami? There'll be a couple thousand in there, right?
And probably some KU fans will travel.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I went to, again, my cousin played softball at Kansas, and she lived with a girl who played volleyball there, and I went to a game with her, and boy, they packed the volleyball arena.
Yeah, they do.
So I think Kansas fans will probably travel pretty well.
I agree. They'll have several hundred fans that'll be up here. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. It's time now for our Big Ten game prediction segment, sponsored by Choices Treatment Center, helping people make positive choices. Let's review last week's full slate of games. All of us, we're all on the Buckeye bandwagon. Over. Michigan dominated the game. I'm shocked. Not that Michigan won, but by the way they won.
Yeah, like what? They're going to throw the football? What? Michigan, aired it out?
They did.
Michigan looked like Ohio State.
They did. It was like they were holding it back for the last month. We're going to hold stuff back for that game.
It was probably Ohio State went into that game preparing for Blake Corum to run for 200 yards, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam,
They're
down the
play
field,
action
bam,
faking.
down the field,
Yeah.
bam.
So nobody got that right. Maryland over Rutgers. We all picked the Terps. We all picked Illinois to beat Northwestern. That was an easy win for the Illini. What a year for them. They go 8-4 under Brett Bielema. Minnesota, Wisconsin. Man, you, Andrew, Tim, and Molly, you guys were just convinced the Badgers were good. Gophers win it. They take the axe back. I got it right. How about that?
Good for you, Greg. You need a little confidence builder. You're
Let's go, Andrew. All right.
I noticed you didn't remind people that who's at the bottom of the standings, but
well,
we'll let you have a point there.
That may change here. Purdue, we all took Purdue to win the Old Oaken Bucket. They did over Indiana, so all of us got it right. We all got Penn State right against Michigan State. Ole Miss and Mississippi State, the Egg Bowl. It was raining like crazy, and Ole Miss didn't look very good. We all picked Ole Miss, but they lose. 2-point game.
And I sat there and said, I almost went Mississippi. I'm so mad at myself. It's always the games that I go back and forth on, and then that always ends up biting me that I should have gone with my initial gut. I knew Mississippi, and the Pirate would pull some stuff out of his rear end.
You
and
did. You said that.
You know?
Cincinnati, Tulane. I wish I'd have known Cincinnati's quarterback wasn't going to play.
That's you are the captain here, making us pick too early before we know what's going on in these games.
Darn schedule. Schedule in November is so wacky. So you and I and Andrew had Cincinnati. Tim and Molly believed in the Green Wave. They got it right with Tulane.
I don't know. Don't give Tim that much credit. He's trying to get points on Andrew to separate himself. He did not actually pick Tulane because he thought Tulane was the winner. He was trying to go against Andrew.
All right, so North Carolina State, you and I and Tim went Tar Heels. Andrew refuses to pick North Carolina, and it served him well. He and Molly got it right.
Again, not that Andrew really had some great insider knowledge that NC State would beat North Carolina. He just will never pick the Tar Heels ever, and so, it paid out for him this time.
Civil War, Oregon State, Oregon. You, Andrew, Tim, and Molly love the Ducks. I go with the Beavers. They had a huge fourth-quarter comeback to win that game. They're pretty good. They're silently, I think they're 9-3. They've had a really good year at that OSU. Washington State. It's the Apple Cup, and I tried to pull off the upset. Didn't work. You, Andrew, and Molly got it right with Washington. Tim and I went with the Cougars and got it wrong. So for the week, we had a winner. Miss Molly wins the week again at 7-4. Andrew and I 6-5. You and Tim at 5-6.
Yeah.
So your lead is now 5 over Molly. So she picked up 2 games on you. You are 7 up on Andrew, and you're 8 up on Tim and I as we go into the last month of the picks.
All right.
So here we go. Let's start with the Big Ten. Purdue, Aiden O'Connell's brother, sadly has passed away. He is missing practices this week. Probably a real long shot to win this game for Purdue.
I think whoever, and we've said that all season, was going to match up with Ohio State or Michigan, it was going to be a long shot. So, I got to go with Michigan. Especially, I think they probably have it on their mind. They were probably embarrassed by how they performed in the college football playoff a year ago. They have different things in mind going into this season. There's bigger picture. They're on a mission, and I got Michigan in this one.
They've not played since 2017. I don't know if that matters, Andrew. I'm taking Michigan. How about you?
I'm also going to go with you guys and get Michigan.
Okay. All right, Andrew, I'm coming to you next. K-State against TCU. Ooh. These two played in the Big 12 earlier in the season, so this is a rematch. K-State had a nice lead at halftime. Horned Frogs rallied and beat them 38-28 in the first contest in Fort Worth. How about the rematch, Andrew?
I'm going to answer this question first, but afterwards you got to start with Jess after. I'm going to go an upset. I'm going to go K-State.
Listen, I told you guys that I don't know if TCU can beat Kansas State twice. I've seen TCU. Can they handle this moment? They're in prime position to make the college football playoff. They've already beat Kansas State. It's tough with the Big 12. You got to beat teams twice, but give me the Horned Frogs. I think they're going to get it done.
Okay. Tim is with you. He likes the Horned Frogs. I'm going Purple Cats getting it done in Dallas. I think there's so much pressure on the Horned Frogs to protect it, to stay in the top 4. I think that pressure plus the fact that it's a revenge game for K-State, I'm going Cats. Give me the Cats in that game. Andrew, Team K-State, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, Georgia, LSU. I don't think this will be much of a game. LSU looked terrible at College Station last week. Got routed by A&M. I like the Dogs big.
Yeah, go Dogs on this one for me.
I'm with you guys, Georgia.
Tim is also with Georgia as well. All right, let's go to the Pac-12. We got a rematch here. Utah-USC. What a game the first time they played. 43-42. Utah wins it, scores in the last minute, goes for 2, and gets it. They win by 1. They were at home. Now neutral site game. How about this one?
Yeah, and a little trash talking, and again, a rematch. This time I'm going with USC to avenge the loss, and USC finds a way to get into that top 4.
What a year for Lincoln Riley. What a year. Andrew.
I need to gain some ground. I'm going to go Utah.
Tim is USC. I'm USC as well. I think they're a really well-rounded football team. They're playing better on the defensive side of the ball, and their offense, Caleb Williams, to me, looks like the Heisman Trophy winner. We'll see in a couple weeks. I like the way he's playing.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
All right, Andrew, coming to you. We're going to why am I coming to him on this one? This is the ACC title game, Clemson and Carolina. They did not play during the regular season. Clemson is a 7-point favorite over the Heels.
Yeah, you can just put this one as a draw or a loss for me. I really don't want to pick either of the two, but if I have to,
come on!
If I have to, and I do not want to at all, I got to go Clemson. I can't pick North Carolina. I got to go Clemson.
North Carolina's defense is so bad. I got to go with Clemson. And I know Clemson has had their issues, but I have to roll with Clemson in this one. They've been in this moment, and as bad as North Carolina has won me some games, but they also bit me in the booty, so I'm going to go with Clemson.
You know, everybody's really picking at Clemson, and they probably are overrated being near the top 10 in the college football playoff poll, but they still have had a decent year. They're better than Carolina, more well-rounded. I think they win the game. I think it's a pretty entertaining game, though, in that ACC title game. All right, we'll wrap it up. Jessica, we'll go to the AAC, UCF, and Tulane. We laughed last week about how many times Tulane has appeared on our picks, but they're having a heck of a year. They're in the top 20 in the college football playoff poll.
I don't think I've picked Tulane once this year, but I'm going to roll with them this week. I think they get the win because these teams met earlier, and UCF won, so I think Tulane gets the revenge. Also, I think this is an older team. They've been in some moments. They've battled it out. I'm going to go with Tulane.
Andrew.
Again, I'm the revenge tour. I got to gain some ground up. So I got to go opposite. I got to go UCF on this one.
All right. UCF was really scared last week by USF. They had to really rally late to pull that one out. Tulane's going to ride the wave of their coach, Willie Fritz, saying he's staying in New Orleans. I think that will jack them up. I think they win. I like this Tulane team, and Tim agrees. He's got Tulane.
And might not be a college football playoff team. This is a big bowl on the line for them, too.
There is. They could go to one of the New Year's 6 bowl games. That's it. Not a lot of picks on this one. We'll really back off for the next couple weeks until the Bulls get cranked up, and we're not very different. Andrew is, because he's being desperate late. He's going to try to pick up some games later on in this thing. That is our Choices Treatment Center Big Ten predictions. If you or someone you love has a gambling problem, call Choices Treatment Center at 402-476-2300 or the Nebraska Gamblers Assistance Program at 1-833-238-6837. We're back to wrap up our shortened edition of Sports Nightly. That's coming up next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
At top, this is Shelley. Shelley wants someone to come out, someone to break. High loft, Rizzy Bourne, posting up the foul line, caught it. Back to Shelley, 6 to shoot. Down the right lane, her driving a layup, and it counts. And a foul. Thank you very much.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, Nebraska women's basketball takes on Virginia Tech. Catch all the action with Matt Coatney and Jeff Grease starting at 5:45 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory, or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you just for a couple more minutes, and then we're going to hand it off to Kent and Jake. Husker basketball tonight from PBA, the ACC Big Ten Challenge, the final year of that. It goes away after this year, 8:15 for tip-off time. Tomorrow night, both women's teams play. The Husker women's basketball team in Blacksburg, Virginia, to take on Virginia Tech. Volleyball will be at home, round one of the NCAA tournament against Delaware State. A school like that coming here, their eyes will be like silver dollars have to be tomorrow night. One, you're playing a great team in Nebraska and in front of that crowd.
Yeah, I can only imagine how overwhelming probably it will be, because it was overwhelming for me, and I don't even play the sport, when I went for the red and white scrimmage. So, but it's so cool, and it's such a neat experience. And what a great, for a team that probably doesn't have a lot of experience in the NCAA tournament, for you to get paired up to go to Lincoln,
right?
Even though, again, you're probably guaranteed to make a first-round exit. What a great experience for the NCAA tournament.
Congratulations to Maddie Kubik, Lexi Rodriguez, both first-teamers in the conference. All conference teams announced today. And Becca Alec, a true freshman, makes the second team. What a year she has had.
Yeah, and she's missed some time due to injury and sickness. And, boy, there have been times, even against the teams that, like Wisconsin, in some of the biggest moments, that she didn't shy down. She did not shy away. She did not back down. She did not play like a freshman. So big future ahead for Becca Alec.
That's her personality. She just is kind of a bulldog in a way.
I can't wait. We still haven't had a chance to talk to her, but I can't wait to get her in here to have an extensive conversation, get to know her a little bit more. But I'm told she has one of the biggest and best personalities on the team.
So tomorrow night, 6:30 for pregame coverage. We believe John Baylor is recovered enough. He lost his voice over the weekend. Matt Coatney had to pinch hit.
I feel his pain.
You've been battling for the last week, so we believe JB will be ready to call the action tomorrow night, along with Lauren Cook West. Female KC Royals fan in our chat room said, "I'm heartbroken about the news about Mickey Joseph being arrested." Join us all. It's just a punch to the gut. We've had a hard time kind of just digesting all this tonight here on the program.
Yeah, this is part of the job that I don't like, talking about this kind of stuff, and I'm sick to my stomach. I'm heartbroken, but hope it all works out.
Yeah. All right, our Sports Sunday Hotline, it's brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for. Husker basketball with Goofy and Bashful. Coming up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Longstein just got an ace. She sends another one over. Backpedaling. Hinkle the libero. Guides it to her center. Quick attack of Maya Jones. Blocked. Becca Allen. My goodness. Leaping in front, two-handing that one home, and the Huskers are up 18-14.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, Nebraska Volleyball begins their NCAA postseason with a matchup against Delaware State. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West have the call at 6:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you grow non-GMO white corn or non-GMO yellow corn, you can earn up to $250 more per acre. Do the math. Growing CVA value-added grains pays huge dividends. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain company.